Hey guys, this is Hetu and welcome back to etlqalabs. So guys, today we will look at another very important concept that we will use very much in your automation testing. That is loop, right? Uh, Loop, guys. So today we will look at for loop, right? And then we have some other loops like while loops, do while, and other stuff. But today we will look at for loop, okay? So uh, loop will stick for loop. How does it work, right? So let me try to explain. So loop, what is loop, guys, right? So if in the layman language, if you want to repeat certain action, then you put that thing into loop, right? Like you might be aware of, might be aware of the old tape recorders, right? How it used to work, right? So if you are actually want to repeat something, you just put in the loop, and then it is to keep repeating the same stuff, right? Similarly, if you want to listen a song, you just put that particular song into loop and that will keep repeating. So similar way, if you want to perform certain action or certain, you want to execute certain statements in Java, then you have to put that into loop, right? So now how do we put that into loop, right? So let's try to look at the for loop and how does it work. So for loop, first of all, we have to write for, and then after that you have to put a bracket, right? Uh, Okay, you have to open a bracket and close a bracket, and inside you have to actually write three statement. Okay, guys. Okay, three statement. Statement one, then semicolon, then statement two, and then semicolon, statement three. Right. So these are the three statements. We will look at this. What is the three statements, right? And then you have to use this curly braces, and that's where actually let me, I don't want to do so many things. I just want to just print that, right? So system dot out dot print, and I want to just print, let's say, set something, right? So we'll take the example, right? How, what exactly we want. So this is the basic syntax for the for loop, right? For loop, then you have to write three statements mandatory inside separated by semicolon, and then you have to uh, the statement should be within the curly braces. So this is the whole full syntax basically. So for example, let's say if I want to um, print something, let's say hello, okay? Or let's say I don't want to print hello. I just want to print number 1 to 10. Okay. I want to just print number 1 to 10 in a in a same line. Okay. Then let's see how do we how do we print this using the for loop, right? So what I have to do for, and then statement 1. So actually in the, okay, so let me do one thing first. Before that I will tell you what is statement 1, guys, right? So where statement 1, statement 1 is basically called initialization, right? Initialization, which means uh, we are actually starting something, and from what value we are going to start it, right? So for example, if you want to print number 1 to 10, right? 1 to 10, in that case, what is the starting value? So let's say starting value is 1, right? So this will come under statement 1. And then statement 2 is, guys, conditional checking investment, right? So this is basically condition. You are actually checking the condition checking, right? What exactly we are taking the condition here? We are checking whether this particular condition is still true, right? So for example, if I am starting from 1, and the number, what you have to check in this case, want to know the number that we are going to print is, it should not be it should be less than or equal to 10, isn't it? Or I would say sh should not be, yeah, less than or equal to 10, okay, and uh, greater than, or something like this you can put, right? Okay, so I mean, let's say I am saying number, okay, this number is greater than 1, and less than or equal to 10. Okay, this is what actually I want to say. So initialization, let's say I'm saying n equal to 1, and then here this is the condition checking, right? And then statement 3, what I'm going to do is statement 3, since I have to print sorry, all the numbers from 1 to 10, in that case I have to increment the number by 1, then only I can actually cover all the numbers 1 2 3 4 5 up to 10, right? So the third statement is basically about increment, right? How you want to increment, right? So by what value you want to increment, right? So in this case, right, in this case what we are actually going to do is n equal to n plus 1, right? Make sense? So this is what we are going to do. Okay, so let's try to go to the ID and try to see how we can write it, guys. Okay, the same thing. Okay, so inside this main I have to just say the program. So guys, this is very basic program, right? So it's very interesting now because we are actually learning how do we do all those stuff, right? So program to print 1 to 10. Okay, now how do you do that? All right, fine, guys. So as I said, for, and then inside that three statements, so first statement actually I have to say n equal to 1, then comma, n should be less than or equal to 10, guys, right? As I said, right? So this is the condition checking. So whether n is still less than 10 or not, right? And I have to make sure that it is less than or equal to, because 10 is also required here, right? If I say less than only, then 10 will not be there, right? So that's why. Now I equal to I plus 1. Okay, let's see. Okay, fine. So this is what I am going to say. Not I, guys. I would say n. Okay, this should be n. Just a variable. Now, since I have to tell this what is this data type of this particular number, right? As a variable, so I have to just say here int also. Okay. Now let's go down and let's try to. All right. 1 second. Yes, perfect. Perfect, right? We are here. Now, I just want to print it, guys, right? So, system dot out dot print. Okay, print ln maybe. Okay, everything I want to print in and separate line. And I will just say n because n is actually something that I am starting from 1 and it is going all the way up to 10, right? And that is how it is printing. So, let's try to see whether it is working. What do you guys say? Looks like it's working, right? So look here, guys, it's coming into okay, so if I don't say ln, then it will print actually in the same line. Let me give a space a bit, then right, we can see it now clearly in the same line because I'm not don't want to print. Okay, so now you see 1 2 3 4 5 up to 10, it has printed. See how smart, right? If I want to put it 100 here, then it will actually print up to 100. See, oh wow, see, it has printed up to 100 starting from 1. So you can put anything here, right? So what if, can I start from 0? Yes, of course we can, right? So initialization value, from where you are actually initializing, it will go from that number to that particular number here, right? So like this, we can actually see it's started from 0, right? So as I said, we have to put this first statement, second statement and third statement, right? And guys, the last statement n equal to n plus 1, what exactly we are trying to do? Actually we are trying to increase n by 1 for the next time, for example, right? So how it will execute, let's say I just want to still put 1 here, and then what I want to do is run it, and I'll let me explain you how does it work, right? So this is very basic one. In for loop we have so many other stuff also. Okay, I just don't want to, let me let me just remove it. I think then what will happen? We are just saying n is less than 10, which means it will print from 1 to 9, guys, not 10. Okay, this time. See? You see here, right? Now, what is happening here is we are actually starting this particular value by 1, and then here we are checking up to this 9, up to 9, the it should print actually, which means if this condition is true, then only this control will go inside and execute this statement. If this particular condition is failed, because this is very critical condition, right? So if this condition is failed, and then it will terminate the loop. It will not go inside the loop, and the program will exit, right? Or I would say if there are some other statement, actually the cursor will come out of this particular loop and it will actually execute some other statement, whatever it is, but not inside this particular loop, right? So outside the loop, right? Now, uh, this one I have written n equal to n plus 1. This can very well be written like n plus plus, guys, right? We also write like n plus plus, okay, which means this is the post incremental operator. We can write it like this also, okay. Instead of writing n equal to n plus 1, we can write n plus 1 as, and if I want to say n minus 1, n equal to n minus 1, I can say n minus minus, right? So this is very shortcut that you can actually use it for if you want to increment. So what is happening is, first time it is actually 1, it checks. Let me try to just show you the dry run, guys, okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say n equal to 1, the first value, right? What will happen? It will first it will actually assign value 1. It will check whether it is less than 10. Yes, it is less than 10. Go inside, print it, and after that, what it is going to do? It is going to increment this. After printing this statement, then actually it is going to increment this n plus plus, means n value of n is now n equal to 2. After execution of this first this one, right, after printing, the value of n is going to be incremented by 1, so it is 2. Now again checking whether it is still less than 10. Yes, it is 10, so it will print 2. Again it will go and increment this 3, something like this. It will keep doing it, and the moment it finds 9 here, okay, it increased 9 and it came here and it checks n is less than 10. Yes, of course, it is less than 10, means 9, then it will print 9 also, okay. The moment it printed 9 here, the value will be 10 here, right? Because n will be increased now. Now it will come inside, and so this initialization will happen only one time, single time, okay, very first time. Each and every time this condition checking will happen, and so what will happen, guys? See, condition checking will happen every time, and increment will happen after this particular statement is executed. So if I say this is the very first time executed and single time only, okay, this is first one, right? Now this is second time, okay, the second, or I would say every time, right? Every time we are going to check this particular condition, and this is also every time incremented, okay. So if I say sequencing, this will be second, this will be third, stepwise, right? And this will be fourth. Got it? Right? So this is how it is, right? So hope you are able to understand this for loop. I tried to explain you in much detailed way. If you still have any questions, do let me know, guys. And this is very basic, right? I mean, if you understand this, and then when I teach you automation Selenium, then it will be much easier for you, right? So that is the reason you see now, right? And if you go for interview, they might ask you this kind of question, right? Okay, for loop, can you explain me for loop, or how do you print? I think maybe we will cover some more thing about for loop, but for now I think you are aware of it, right? So how you can actually use this kind of. So at the end, I just want to give you some exercise, guys. Okay, maybe you can try, and you can send your code on the comment. Okay, comment of this video, right? And then I will check. Okay, guys. Um, what you have to do is print a table, okay, 1 to 10, okay. So you have to print a table from 1 to okay, from 1 to 10, sorry, okay, multiplication table, right? So 1 to 10 and 2 to 20, 3 to 10, right? So tabular format, you have to just print it, okay. And this is your exercise, And yeah, after doing that, you just post it. Okay, I will check it. Thank you. And guys, I'm not getting lot of likes, and I'm not getting views also right now. I don't know why. Are you guys not liking it, or I mean, is it something not interested interesting? Let me know, because I'm putting a lot of efforts here, right? And I really want you guys should learn it and make sure that you are adding this additional skill into your resume, uh, other than ETL testing. And this is really going to be helpful for you, right, in your career, especially when you have experience like 4, 3, 4, 5 years, up to 10 years, 15 years also, right? This is going to be very core for you. So do learn it and let me know if you're not liking something about it. You want me to cover something else, right? But this is what I think that the most basic thing I'm just trying to cover. Okay. All right. Thanks then. Thanks for watching. Uh, and until we meet next time, happy learning. God bless you. Bye.